All right, so we're diving deep today, and, we all want to understand fast-spoken English, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we've got a lesson from J. Forrest English, and
Okay.
get this, they use Jim Carrey at the Golden Globes as the source material.
Really?
Yeah, an acceptance speech.
Yeah.
Who knew that could be an English lesson?
Right.
But it gets interesting, I promise you that.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, so, uh, you know, we often learn English in the classroom, right?
Yeah. Textbook English. It's all very proper.
Exactly. Nice and slow and clear.
Mm-hmm.
But then you hit the real world.
To watch a movie.
Exactly. Movies, TV shows, even just like casual chats. And it's,
Yeah, and it's like a whole different language.
which what happened, I thought I was learning English.
Yeah, you think you're getting it, and then suddenly it's
Yeah,
gone.
like everyone's speaking a secret code. Yeah, and that's why this Jim Carrey clip, I think, is so it's fascinating.
Yeah.
It's like,
He's just
he's stuck.
so natural.
But it's also, he packs in tons of examples of how native speakers actually talk.
Exactly.
And you just don't find this stuff in textbooks.
It's the real deal.
Yeah, so let's get into some specifics.
Okay, let's do it.
Right off the bat, the announcer calls Carey a 2-time Golden Globe winner.
Okay.
Now, I know for me, like as an English learner,
Yeah.
that would trip me up right there.
Oh, yeah.
I'd want to add an S to time.
I see what you mean, yeah.
2 times winner.
2 times is a common mistake.
Right.
We're used to using plurals.
Right.
But here, 2-time is working as one adjective.
Okay.
Describing Jim Carrey.
Got it.
Adjectives in English don't change for plurals.
I see.
Yeah, so it's a small point, but it can throw you off.
Yeah, for sure.
If you're not used to it.
Okay, so right after that, he launches into his speech.
Right into it.
And he says, and when I go to sleep at night, but
It's more like...
it sounds more like an when.
And when.
It's like one word.
Yeah, that's a classic example of connected speech.
Yeah.
We blend sounds together as native speakers, especially when we're speaking casually.
Right.
Yeah, and understanding this is key if you want to be fluent.
Mhm.
It's not about catching every single word,
Yeah.
It's about getting the overall meaning from the flow.
From the foot of sounds, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like you need to retrain your ear
Yeah.
to hear those subtle connections.
Yeah, kind of learn how to listen between the words almost.
Yeah, almost like you're learning a new way to listen.
Exactly.
Okay, cool. So,
And it's not even just about individual sounds either.
what else?
Carey uses idioms and expressions that are key to sounding natural.
Oh, okay.
Like he says, should I?
Should I?
Just means sleep,
Okay.
just in a more colloquial way.
Right, so it's not even just pronunciation. It's like you need to learn these
Vocabulary.
vocabulary.
Yeah, knowing those informal phrases makes a huge difference.
Okay, got it. And then there's any old dream.
Ooh, yeah, that's a good one.
Any old dream.
Now, that's not about some specific dream.
Okay.
It's the idea of just any random, unimportant dream.
So any old is like downplaying the significance.
Exactly, downplaying it, yeah.
Okay.
So you could say, like, you can't just wear any old shoes to a wedding.
Right.
Emphasizes that you need something special.
Okay, I got it.
So
it's like we're getting a secret decoder ring
yeah,
for everyday English.
exactly.
But let's talk about the humor itself.
Okay,
Like, why is the audience roaring with laughter?
right.
He's not telling knock-knock stories.
He's not doing stand-up.
No. What's happening
Well,
here?
I think what Carey's doing so well is he's playing with expectations.
Okay.
Award shows, they're typically
Or formal.
formal, self-congratulatory even,
Yeah.
and he just takes that inherent seriousness and flips it on its head.
So he's mocking the whole award show culture?
Yeah, I think there's an element of that.
Is that why it resonates with the audience?
I think it's part of it,
Mhm.
yeah. But he's also tapping into, I think, a deeper human experience.
Okay.
The desire for recognition, the anxieties about success.
Right.
That question of whether awards really bring fulfillment. Like,
Yeah.
he takes these serious ideas
Yeah.
and he presents them in a way that's both thought-provoking and hilarious.
It's really clever how he does that. So it's not just the words themselves.
Right.
It's like the underlying message and how it's delivered.
Yeah, the whole package.
And he's doing this all while speaking a mile a minute.
Oh, yeah, at lightning speed.
Right. So for someone's learning English,
Yeah, it's a great example.
a lot to take in.
Yeah, of how humor can be this complex tapestry
Right.
of language cultural understanding and even a bit of social commentary.
Right.
Okay,
So we're starting to see that understanding fast-spoken English, it's about way more than just
yeah,
vocabulary and grammar rules.
it's so much more than that.
It's grasping this cultural
With
context,
humor.
the deeper message behind the words.
Yeah.
But let's dive into some more specifics from the clip,
Okay, yeah, let's do it.
because there's a ton of little gems in there.
Oh, yeah, there's so much to unpack.
For example, I noticed how he uses the phrase, if I won a third Golden Globe.
Okay.
Like, what's going on there grammatically?
That's a great observation.
Yeah.
He's using what we call the second conditional.
Okay.
It's a structure for expressing hypothetical situations.
So, like, imagine scenarios,
Exactly.
possibilities.
Yeah, it's a common way to talk about things that might happen or could not have happened.
Okay, so for our listener, this is a chance to kind of
Yeah.
not only recognize the structure,
Mm-hmm.
but to think about how they might use it themselves
Right.
in their own conversations.
Yeah.
Like if I were fluent in English,
Exactly.
they would fill in the blank with their own dreams.
Yeah, love it.
Right. And speaking of deeper meanings,
Okay.
let's not gloss over his statement for what I know ultimately won't fulfill me.
Oh, yeah, that's a big one.
That's pretty profound,
It is.
especially in the context of an award show.
Yeah, I mean, he's basically saying even with all the accolades,
Yeah.
there's still this search for something more.
Yeah.
A deeper kind of fulfillment.
Yeah, it's like he's questioning the whole idea of success as it's typically defined.
Right, like, is this all there is?
Yeah. But then he immediately throws in
Oh, the infamous...
but these are important, these awards.
A classic.
What's going on there? Is he contradicting himself?
Well, it's not a contradiction. It's a deliberate shift in tone.
Okay.
You know, by using... But he creates contrast
Okay.
between his previous statement
Right.
and what follows.
Got it.
It keeps the audience engaged.
Yeah.
And it highlights the complexity of his message.
Right.
He's saying, yeah, these awards matter,
Yeah.
but at the same time, he's questioning their ultimate value.
Okay, so he's playing with our expectations again.
He sure is.
Setting up this serious reflection.
Right.
And then,
Little bit of humor.
yeah, lightening the mood.
Putting us back in.
It's really clever how he uses language to keep us on our toes.
He's a master.
Yeah, but there's so much more to uncover.
Oh, yeah.
So let's keep digging deeper into this fascinating speech.
I'm ready.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah, it's that push and pull, you know, that tension between ambition and deeper meaning.
Yep.
It makes his speech so compelling.
Yeah,
And he's using language to do it,
it's true.
you know, to convey these complex ideas
Right.
in a way that's both entertaining and thought-provoking.
It's like he's giving us a master class
Totally.
in communication.
Yeah.
Like showing us how to use language,
Mm-hmm.
not just to inform, but to entertain,
To persuade.
to persuade, even to make people think a little deeper.
For sure.
And he does it all while speaking so naturally and engagingly.
Yeah, he makes it look easy.
Like, remember how he just casually drops the word gonna?
Oh, yeah, when he's talking about getting some shut-eye.
Yeah, that blending of going to.
You're going, you're going, you're gonna.
It's so common,
It is.
but I rarely see it written down.
Yeah, it's one of those things that we just do as native speakers.
Right.
You know, we shorten and connect words all the time in everyday speech.
Yeah.
And it's another good reminder that winning English
Yeah.
isn't just about memorizing grammar rules.
Right.
It's about picking up on these subtle nuances.
These little things.
Yeah, the pronunciation and a connected speech.
So we're like learning a secret language within
Yeah.
the language.
I like that.
Decoding the subtle cues
Yeah.
that make spoken English sound so natural.
It's like a code. Yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of decoding, let's go back to that phrase, any old dream.
Okay.
Because it's a great example of how a simple expression
Right.
can have a deeper meaning.
It's not just about any dream.
Right.
It's about,
Downplaying.
downplaying the significance.
Yeah, exactly. Like you were saying.
Right. Like you can't just wear any old shoes to a wedding.
Exactly.
It's got to be special.
Got to be the right shoes.
And Carrie's use of it
yeah,
adds to the humor.
it does.
Because he's kind of poking fun at the whole idea
yeah, he's
of dreaming about winning another award.
Oh, yeah. Just any old Golden Globe will do.
Right. Which is so funny
I know.
because we all know
So coveted.
how coveted those awards are.
Exactly.
But do you think everyone finds this funny?
That's a good question.
Like, is there a chance that some people might not get the humor?
Yeah, you know, humor is subjective.
Right.
What one person finds funny, another might find confusing or
Yeah.
even offensive.
True.
It depends on their background, their experiences.
Yeah.
Even their mood at that moment.
So understanding humor in another language,
Yeah.
it's not just about the words themselves.
No, it's about understanding the culture and the context.
Yeah.
And that's why I think immersing yourself in authentic materials like this clip is so valuable.
For sure.
You're not just learning vocabulary and grammar.
Or getting a glimpse.
You're getting a glimpse into the cultural nuances
Of humor.
of humor and how it's expressed in everyday language.
Yeah, and Carrie's performance is such a good example of that.
Yeah, he's brilliant.
He uses everything.
Everything.
His physicality,
The tone of voice.
his pauses.
Yeah, the pauses are important.
Everything.
Yeah, it's like he's conducting an orchestra of laughter.
That's a great way to put it.
And that's something that's so hard to convey in a textbook.
Right, it's like trying to learn how to swim by reading a book.
Exactly. You got to get in the water.
You got to get in the water.
Got to experience it.
Yeah.
And that's why listening to authentic conversations,
Right.
watching movies, immersing yourself in the culture is so crucial.
Totally. So it's not just about the words.
It's the whole package.
It's the delivery, the context,
the whole thing comes
the
together.
whole package.
Yep.
But let's go back to the deeper meaning behind Corey's humor.
Okay.
Because he says, because then I would be enough.
Yeah, that's a powerful line.
And it seems like he's tapping into this
Universe?
universal human desire for validation.
Validation, acceptance.
And acceptance, yeah. Is that why it resonates with so many people?
I think so, yeah.
Like we all want to feel like we're enough,
We all want to be enough.
right?
And he's expressing a sentiment that I think many of us feel
Yeah,
regardless of our achievements.
like we're constantly chasing this feeling of enoughness,
That feeling of
but
enoughness,
we never quite reach it.
and he's acknowledging that struggle.
But in a humorous way.
In this really clever way,
Yeah.
he's highlighting the absurdity of it,
Right.
while also acknowledging that we all feel it.
Yeah, and that's what makes his speech so powerful.
Yeah, I agree.
It's funny, it's insightful, it makes you think.
It does all of that.
And I noticed that he uses that second conditional structure again
Oh, where?
when he says, if I won a third Golden Globe, I would be enough.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Why do you think he repeats that dramatical form?
I think it could be to emphasize
Yeah,
the hypothetical nature of his statement.
right,
He's not saying that winning another award would actually make him feel complete.
right.
He's using it as a device
Yep.
to explore this idea
Of yearning for fulfillment.
of yearning for fulfillment.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's like he's inviting us to consider the same question.
Yeah. What would make you feel enough?
Right.
What do you think you need?
Yeah, if we achieve that thing that we think we need,
Right. Would it really make us content?
would we finally be happy?
Or would we just find something else to chase?
That's the question, isn't it?
That's the big question.
It's a lot to unpack.
It is.
But it's fascinating to see how Carrie can weave together
Yeah.
humor,
Social commentary,
social commentary,
reflections,
deeper reflections on the human condition.
all in one speech.
And that's what makes this deep dive so rewarding.
Yeah, it is.
We're not just analyzing language just for the sake of it.
Right.
We're using it as a lens.
To explore our broader themes.
Yeah, broader themes of culture.
Identity.
The pursuit of happiness, yeah.
It's all there in this speech.
I mean, it's amazing what we can learn from just one short speech.
I know, right?
We started with pronunciation,
Connect
idioms,
cultural humor.
and now we're like exploring what it means to be fulfilled as a human being.
It's amazing how it all ties together.
Yeah, and Carrie's a master at it.
He really is.
Like how he just throws in that phrase for what I know.
Oh, yeah.
It sounds so natural.
Totally, but I bet it trips up a lot of English learners.
Oh, for sure. It's like one of those things that native speakers just
Yeah, we don't even think about it.
boot instinctively.
But it's hard to grasp if you're not used to it.
Yeah, like a shorthand way of saying something more complex.
Exactly.
Paying attention to those kinds of phrases.
The ones that aren't in the textbooks.
Yeah, those are the real gems.
That's how you start to sound more natural.
Fluent.
Like you're really in the flow.
And Carrie's speech is full of them.
Oh, yeah. Tons of examples.
Like how he keeps repeating two-time Golden Globe winner.
Right, like he's trying to convince himself.
Yeah, or convince us.
Of how important it is.
But it's so over the top
Exactly.
that it's hilarious.
He's playing with our expectations. Kira.
Totally. We expect award winners to be humble,
Really should.
but he's like, look at me, I'm successful.
Yeah, in the most absurd way.
And that's what makes it so funny.
It's that unexpected twist.
It's like he's in on the joke,
He's winking at us.
letting us know that he knows it's all a bit ridiculous.
And we're all in on it together.
Exactly. So even if someone doesn't understand every word,
Yeah, they can still get the humor.
the overall message,
The feeling.
it's a reminder that language, it's more than just words.
It's about expression, shared understanding.
Totally. And Carrie uses it all.
He's a master communicator.
Language, humor, physical.
Everything to connect with the audience.
But we can't forget that deeper message.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot going on beneath the surface.
Like when he talks about this terrible search for something to fulfill him.
Right, even with all his success.
It's like he's saying, hey, I'm still searching for something more.
Something deeper.
And I think that resonates with a lot of people.
It's a universal feeling.
This yearning for meaning.
Purpose.
Something that truly satisfies us.
Yeah, that feeling of being complete.
And Carrie, in his own way, he's saying it's okay to be on that journey.
Yeah, it's okay to keep searching.
So we started with fast-spoken English.
And now we're talking about the meaning of life.
Who knew Jim Carrey could be so philosophical?
Well, that's the beauty of language.
It can surprise us,
challenge us,
make us laugh,
and make us think.
all at the same time.
It's a powerful tool.
Well said. All right, I think it's time to wrap up this deep dive.
Yeah, I think we've covered a lot of ground.
But before we go, I want to leave our listener with a final thought.
Okay, shoot.
If even Jim Carrey, with all his success, is still searching for fulfillment, what does that say about our own definitions of success?
That's a good question.
It's something to think about, isn't it?
Yeah, it really is.
Maybe we need to rethink what we're chasing.
Maybe true happiness lies somewhere else.
Thanks for joining us on this fascinating journey.
It's been a pleasure.
Until next time, keep listening, keep learning, and keep diving deep into the incredible world of language.